Hi friends, please keep tagging me when your merch comes in. I love seeing or hearing, even if you don't have a picture of it, I love hearing that the orders came in. I want your feedback. What do you think about the sizing, the comfort, the design? I want all your feedback because it truly matters to me. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, jocebedard.com, super easy. It's my name. It's got all the collections on there. Any feedback is always appreciated. That's my love for you. You already know the drill. Hydration station, drink your water. It's good for you, even one sip, okay? It's better than none. Cheers, hope you're having a good day. God, Jocelyn, keep your clothes on, you little hoe. Can you see the medical tape? It has, ooh. Hey there. Oh my God, I'm dizzy. It's literally like a Sunday afternoon. I should not have this much energy, but I just do. It's no surprise that managers have to deal with Karens all the time because every Karen ever is...
Can I speak to the manager?
So we got some of those stories straight from the managers themselves. I hope the tea is bestest of the best interactions I ever have. Karen griped about not wanting to pay the price for the services performed on her computer, which was exactly the price quoted when she dropped it off and which she had signed for. Ooh, girl, you got it in writing.
Rookie mistake.
She demanded to speak to the service manager. I called him from the back. Service manager listened to her spiel as to how she should get a lower price because irrelevant pea-brained reason. Service manager made eye contact with me over the shoulder. I did not react. He said no, the price quoted was the price that would be charged. She said that was unacceptable and she would be complaining to the owner, who was a good friend. Service manager observed that he was evidently not that good a friend, since that me, was the person she was originally speaking with when she asked for the service manager. Wait, what?
You were the owner.
Oh my God. So she's like, oh yeah, I know the owner, we're good friends. And you're sitting there being like, we're not good friends at all. Hello, nice to meet you. I am the owner. But good try. Her face was glorious and made the whole thing worthwhile. Absolutely, that would make it worthwhile in the end. I love the ones who seem to think extra food is free. You're not going to go anywhere and get extra meat, queso, guacamole, etc. for free. No, I don't even, was there ever a time that was free? I had a couple come in and get a salad. They asked for extra meat, then queso, then even more queso. I told them they would be charged for each scoop. She flipped out. She started cussing at me about how it's wrong. She shouldn't have to pay for more than one. Why must we be so expensive? The other location does not do this. I gave her a big smile and let her know that I am the general manager of that said store and help here when needed. So no, you do not get that treatment there. Sorry. She then started screaming for the corporate number and the store owner. I told her I couldn't give out people's private numbers and told her to leave, and she is now banned from both stores all over some queso? She did put in a complaint, and guess who sees them and makes return call? Me. She hung up on me when I called. Probably for the best, honestly. Let's just go our separate ways. I worked at a grocery store in high school, and last summer I came back to my summer job. We did this 10 for $10 deal wherein we'd have a bunch of stuff on sale for $1 a piece, and then the 11th was free. Yo, what a deal. We were open 24 hours, but all of our sales kicked in at 6 a.m. and we weren't allowed to change it early in the register, as it's clearly stated in the first page of the flyer and in the app. This is important. I'd sometimes work third shift if they needed someone to fill in. Had this morbidly obese woman, I don't know if we need to describe them like that, woman come in with literally a cart full of tuna at 4 a.m. Tuna? 4 a.m.? Easily 300 to 400 of them, as she had just taken the stand-up display boxes off the shelf. Okay, girl likes tuna. Of course, none of them ring up as a sale, and she starts screaming at the girl in front. The girl is explaining that this is how the policy works, and she's yelling about false advertising in our app and how she deserves the price change. I go up and try to calm her down, as I've been here long enough, and she starts fuming about how the app is lying because it says this date and it's already midnight. I zoom in on the bit where it says prices are only good at 6 a.m. and now she goes purple. Are you really arguing with the customer right now? I tell her I'm not, just pointing out what the ad says, and she insists on seeing the manager. He tells her the same thing the two of us had, and she screamed about not knowing why she even bothered to shop here and stormed off. I did not go back to the job this summer. Yeah, because now you gotta put away 300 to 400 cans of tuna. You gotta bring them all back to the shelf. Oh man. Always read the fine print. Usually the small print has like, oh, there's here's the catch. And there's a reason why it's always in small print. I think the one standout I remember was a few years ago when my company, a cell phone provider, gave everyone unlimited data for like 3 months for no charge. It was essentially a stress test on our network, but everyone was getting free data, so it wasn't like anyone could complain, or so I thought. Yeah, free data? Are you kidding me? I talked to one lady who had demanded a manager because unlimited phone data wasn't enough. They wanted unlimited data on their hotspot as well. She then threatened to get us all fired because we wouldn't give her unlimited data through her hotspot, which was actually a feature we didn't even offer paying customers at the time. She ranted and raved for a while, and we ended up passing her between like 5 levels of supervisors before she gave up. You give some people an inch and they try to take a mile. For some people, nothing's ever good enough, you know? I'm not in retail anymore, but I was managing a popular mid-range handbag store. Think typical Karen bag, about $200 to $400. Anyways, most customers were fantastic. This one woman was this, oh my gosh, was this Shrek-looking large redheaded lady who stomped in and demanded that we repair her 20-year-old bag for free. And if we couldn't do that, she demanded that we exchange this old, ratty, smelly 20-year-old bag for a brand new one for her. In what world? I tell her as such. I was pretty young to have had the role I did, so she, dissatisfied with my answer, asked to speak to the manager. I told her I am the manager, and she began turning as red as her hair. She screamed and yelled about how she'll call corporate and never shop here again. Well, that sounds like a real loss, losing a customer that is too cheap to repair a 20-year-old bag and hasn't bought a new one from us in just as long. I gave her my best poop-eating grin and said, I'm so sorry, that's just the policy. You know your fake customer service voice? We all have it. I definitely have it. I'm so sorry, ma'am, but that's just our policy. She demands a corporate number. I give her the customer service line that you can find on Google. Unbeknownst to her, she huffs away, forgetting her keys on the counter. She's halfway out and she remembers, turns around, red as a beet, huffs in a smiling face, and snatches the keys off the counter. It was hilarious. She came back months later, worked with a different person on the team, and didn't even look my way. But did she buy a new bag? That is the most important part of the story here. When she came back in, did she buy a new bag finally, or what? Happened before I became a manager, but once while I was serving at Steak and Shake, a customer had a coupon for a burger, fries, and a shake for X amount. Can't remember the price anymore. Anyway, on the coupon, it specifically stated that the cheese on the burger was 39 cents upcharge, although it did have a picture of a burger with cheese on it. There's always fine print on those coupons, always.
Oh, curse you, fine print!
Lady threw a fit in the dining room that I was treating her unfairly, it was false advertising, etc., etc. I told her I agree it's false advertising with the picture, but the text specifically states the upcharge, and unfortunately I can't do anything about it. The lady at the next table overheard everything and literally got up and put 50 cents on the table to cover it and said something to the effect of, I'll pay for your damn cheese if you just shut up. That's savage. This pissed the cheese lady off even more. My manager obviously sensed the issue and came out, took the cheese upcharge off the bill. Oh man. Like WTF, Karen. Karen got free cheese. After going back and forth on an issue, we couldn't help but the customer on the phone said something to the effect of, well, that's not good enough. And after being fed up, I simply said, well, you not liking the answer doesn't mean the answer changes. Mic drop. And she said, that's really unprofessional. And I said, you thinking it's unprofessional also does not change the answer. And then she said, let me speak to your manager, the classic line. To which I got to say, I am the manager. We're going in circles. If you like, you can email me at manager@company email, in which case I'll review your complaint to determine if it needs to be escalated. She was not happy when she hung up. My manager was laughing though. That's gonna be the best feeling when you're the manager and a Karen is like, can I speak to the manager? And you're like, you're already speaking to her, baby. Here I am. I got to do that once. I wasn't a manager, but I was a supervisor at Tim Hortons. And in the afternoon and night shift, like there wouldn't be a manager. That's why we had supervisors. So if there was an issue, they'd be like, can I speak to your manager? And I, supervisor, would be the one coming out. And I got to have that moment one time because she was like, can I speak to whoever's in charge? I was like, wow. Actually, I am the supervisor right now on this shift, so you can take the problem to me, which you already have, and you're talking to me. One time, Karen tried to return an expensive handbag that obviously had been used. She proceeded to say I was calling her a liar, and her anger escalated as she paced back and forth at the till point. Karen then proceeded to tell me that she was going to call in some guys to come after me after I finished work. Over a handbag?
Don Corleone, give me justice.
Throughout this, I am politely repeating my request that Karen leave, but in hindsight, I think that must have been rather annoying as Karen proceeded to grab the bag and launch herself over the till at me in an attempt to hit me with it. Oh my. At this point in time, a colleague who was yet to start their shift, therefore appeared as a customer, was on the shop floor and had witnessed it all. They tackled Karen into the wall, knocking down glass shelves which had been displaying around 30 bags. Karen is a crumpled mess on the floor, appears shocked, stumbles upright, and runs away. What a story. All over a used handbag. When I worked at Marshall's, that happened often where people opened packages. You could tell products were used, like even makeup products, and then they would try to return it. And you're like, this has been used, man. Like, you can't even try to tell me it's not been used. But they do try to tell you that it's not been used. I was working at a public pool in my town, and the rules are that you can't bring outside food or drinks into the pool. This rule did not please Karen, who was very eager to let me know that she had just spent $12 on this coffee from Starbucks. She argues with me by saying that the public pool in the next town over allows it. I keep saying the same rehearsed response. That is our policy. The outside food and drinks cannot come into the pool. Anyways, she dumped the coffee onto our computer and I called the police. Oh my God. So in the end, you wasted your own $12 coffee. You at least could have just said, okay, I'm gonna go sit in my car for 20 minutes, sip on this coffee, enjoy it. I spent $12 and obviously that was a big enough deal for you to bring it up. But no, instead, I'm gonna waste it, dump it on the computer, have the police called, and I'm probably gonna have to pay for the damages as well. That makes sense, yeah. I was the only person on shift, which made me the de facto manager. 5 minutes before closing, a woman comes in and is so angry that we don't have any decaf. She demands to speak to the manager. I tell her that is me because I'm the only one here and the coffee pots are clean for the night because it's 5 minutes to close. No, I'm sorry, I can't make another pot just for her. There's another place around the corner. She screams at me, tells me she's going to find a real manager and get my boop fired. Throws half a cup of cappuccino machine sludge at me and starts to look like she's gonna jump the counter. I'm holding a hammer under the counter thinking, don't do it. Don't do it. A hammer? I pick up the phone like I'm going to call the cops. She leaves, I lock the door. She comes back and runs face first into the glass door like a bird. Oh man. Maybe she needs caffeinated coffee. Maybe caffeine will help, man. Maybe the problem is that you're drinking decaf and you're grumpy and you need coffee. Although I feel I've seen comments, some people will argue that because they're open for 5 more minutes that they should be serving the decaf until the closing shift. Not a manager, I'll let it slide. But I used to work in a call center and had plenty of Karens who wanted to talk to someone above me because they thought the world existed to cater to them. I always went back into their account to review the notes to see what was done. 9 out of 10 times they were given whatever they wanted, even if it wasn't justified, which is so effing stupid. Enabling these people's behavior is what's got them feeling so entitled in the first place. I once told a woman if she didn't pay for her services after 60 days, they'd be interrupted. She responded with, "Excuse me? I'm a valued customer and that is not how I will be treated," or something to that effect. Effing ridiculous. You know what? That is very true. I understand a lot of businesses run by customers always right, and they, even if the customer's wrong, they'll give them what they want and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, that is where that entitlement comes from, because then they just keep going on living like, well, I'm a paying customer, so I can do whatever I want. All right, y'all, that is all I got. I'm out of here. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. And I'll see you tomorrow. Whoa. Oh boy.